The wrestling teams at Paloma Valley High School started strong this season. The boys took 4th place out of 20 teams at the Raul Huerta Memorial Tournament, and the girls placed 4th out of 32 teams at the Walnut Invitational. Brandon Brown won a championship, and Elijah Benavides was a runner-up for the boys' team.
I was seated 1st place. I've never been seated in my life, so it felt really weird. I'm used to like being the underdog, like kind of unknown to people.
So what got you interested in wrestling in the first place?
I was never interested. I was a baseball player before this. What put me in the program was my parents. My older brother, Nathan, started wrestling and he was all right. But then my parents like kind of put me in the like summer programs and I slowly like developed a love for it. And the people, not really practice. I hated the practice. You saw it's so hot in there.
The last tournament, well, I was seated 1st in the seed, so that was awesome. I was able to get a bye my first round, so I didn't have to wrestle. And honestly, that really helped me out because I'm pretty sure when I wrestled the next match, everyone else was tired, so that gave me the upper hand. When I went up against my first match, he was strong. I don't remember where he was from, but he was super strong. It's kind of weird because it's my first time being a 138. The way I pinned him was a little half, and I didn't think I was going to get it, but at the end of it, I just kept running towards it.
Okay, so where did you place then? Where did you finish?
I finished in 2nd place. The last guy I went against, he was Northview. He was super hard. I couldn't really get what I wanted. At the end of it, I got 6-13.
On the boys' side, definitely there's that feeling. This is 4 years in a row we won league. We were CIF runners-up. And so the numbers on the boys' side is still almost as high as always, and that has been that tradition that's kind of carried us along. We have Brandon Brown, who won the Raul Huerta Memorial, didn't have a close match, just like Carissa. He did not start his sophomore year. He's a senior now. His junior year, he only lost 1 match in the dual season. And his freshman year, he actually almost placed at CIF. So he's kind of a weird one where he doesn't have a lot of accolades because his sophomore year, he was behind 2 state qualifiers. So he was a backup, but he's really talented. We also have Elijah Benavides, who was CIF placer his freshman year, which is actually our first ever CIF placer as a freshman that we've had, and he's only a junior. We have a new member to our team, Seth Delgado, who used to wrestle at another program, and he's here now. I'm very excited to see him. He hasn't been on the mat yet. He's dealing with a couple things. Jose Jimenez is a sophomore, who comes from some martial arts backgrounds. So he's really talented and can do well. And honestly, our boys team is just very talented up and down. And I think it's going to be one of those things where on any given day, one boy might outshine another boy, but there's just talent from the first weight class 106 all the way up to heavyweight. So
okay, good.
It's a very good group of boys.
For the girls' team, Carissa Turnwall was a champion at Walnut, and 4 others were medalists.
I was seated 2nd.
Okay.
So in my mind, I was thinking, okay, well, I don't know who she is, and I haven't seen the school before.
Okay.
So as it came to the semifinals, I wrestled my match. Right after that, she had a match. I watched the way she wrestled. I made like a few adjustments. Other than that, I just went out there and did my best and got first.
So what have you done in the past? Was this one of your best performances ever, would you say?
No.
Okay.
No. I definitely believe coming into season is you still have to get in shape. Throughout like the entire COVID season, I kind of wrestled like just my friend and I would go out of state tournaments and stuff. So I wouldn't say it was my best.
I got into wrestling the summer before my freshman year. My dad was the one that actually encouraged me to, and we had a club program going on at our school, and the high school coach's wife was actually the one who ran it. And at the time I was playing soccer, so I wasn't able to, but she insisted, and over the summer she convinced my parents to let me go into the high school program before my freshman year started.
So what is it about wrestling that attracted you? It's a little bit different than soccer.
Yeah, actually It's kind of hard to say because I initially, when I joined wrestling, it was to get conditioned for soccer season, and I was going to leave it. But instead, I stayed, and I think it was mainly the reason why I stayed was because of my coach at the time and the teammates I had. I've always had a big support system from my family to my teammates and my coaches, and that really is the reason why I love the sport from the beginning.
So what was it like going through the whole COVID, that short spring season? Did you lose people, do you think, that haven't come back because of that?
Yeah, it was rough. I mean, I think we had some seniors, so we had a really good COVID season. And I call it that definitely just because it was different than a regular season. We didn't get all of the events we normally get. It's normally 40 matches that most kids get. We only got about 10. It was only dual meets. We usually do individual tournaments. We didn't get any of the individual tournaments. But yeah, I think two things. I think there's some kids that we lost just in that transition. And I think we just didn't get kids out that year, right? So like we're trying to recruit sophomores this year because we didn't get freshmen out last year. I mean, there was a few, but we didn't get our usual, 20 to 30 freshmen last year. Which we're seeing now because we're actually seeing a lot of sophomores and juniors come out, first year wrestlers. So.
But overall, what you've done the past few years has got to have built up a tradition that the kids know about and they want to be a part of it.
Yes, it definitely does. But I think that break did hurt us a little bit more on the girls' side, especially. We started girls wrestling only 7 years ago. I literally was talking to a coach at the last tournament. Sometimes we forget that it was only 7 years ago because we I guess got good so fast, is what some people would say. But the first year we started, we had 30 girls. It only went up every year after that. Then COVID season happened. We only had 8 fully healthy girls wrestling, which was a huge drop-off. And then now we're at about 19-ish. Trying to get a few more out. So on the girls' side, we're definitely restarting that, and I feel like there was some of that tradition lost as far as on campus. Our room knows it. Our parents know it. The people that follow us know it. It's just getting that word out on campus.
Right.
Sometimes I see girls and I try to get them out for wrestling, and I tell them, hey, we're a CF championship team. They're like, what? They haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
Because part of it is we won that title 2 weeks before school shut down. So we didn't even get to do a parade of champions or anything like that because we still had state in between. So we're waiting for that, and then we got shut down, and then we never, we didn't come back for 18 months or whatever. So.
One of the Wildcats' upcoming matches is against Heritage on December 4th. This is Doug Spoon reporting for Menifee 24/7.